Thank you, Mark. We've been friends for a long time, and I appreciate you coming out helping ACME Machine, spread our product brand awareness down to the SF groups. We've been to Bragg, Fort Benning, Best Ranger Competition, Range 37, and this week we're at SOF. What are some of the things that you've heard about ACME Machine among the SF community down here?
Well, I think your reputation is growing, and obviously the guys got a chance to shoot the weapons themselves on the range. And some of the top name brands lined up next to your rifles. The feedback was very positive, and I think the fact that the third place team took your rifles over an extremely well-known brand speaks volumes.
Yeah,
they show both those weapons on the range. They have the choice of both weapons. They choose yours.
And how long have you been using ACME Machine products? Your experience with them? How many years have you been using them?
I suppose we're coming on to sort of 10 years now. My first contact was when I tested all your scopes, etc. when I was in the Middle East. They performed outstandingly well, to the point that all my instructors asked you if they could keep them.
Right.
Very generously said yes. And then I've obviously used everything from your sort of Shorty truck gun in 45 all the way up to your DMO in 308, and they are outstanding rifles.
What do you think of the successes that Dwayne Lewis and the VFB was able to have last week winning the CMP regional games with the 1,000-yard and the 600-yard with our guns that we just been developed over the last 6 months with your support and their support? What do you think that means for us as a brand?
I think you're getting it right, because what you've got in those competitions is guys that's all they do, is they shoot, and they go out of their way to make sure they have an extremely well-made precision rifle. You enter those competitions with your production rifle, and you won all 3 events. Again, I think that speaks volumes on the quality of the product.
Yeah. Do you think it's going to transition into the SF community? We think Mission First is supporting military families through American manufacturing, believing that it trickled down with those guys that have going to push these weapons harder than anybody else would. What that impact that has as it moves down the community into your local gun shops. We visited a few local gun shops here in Florida. On anything we advice you can give us on how we can relay that message to how guns perform in this community under these circumstances, how we can translate that down to the end user, commercial user as well.
I think you can't have a better advert than the tier 1 elements of the US military select your product spies when they could have selected another well-known brand. The fact that they own them, and let's face it, everybody wants to go and buy a weapon system, wants to buy what the Special Forces guys are actually buying. So it's going to become that way, and it's growing. I think one of the best things you did was your marketing side of your extremely unique emblem was being worn by all the Special Forces guys within 2 days.
Yeah.
The word is getting out, because people are going to say, "Where do you get the shirt? Who is that shirt?" And now you've got guys within the Special Forces communities who have got your rifles, who are going to tell them, "I own one." It's a tack driver, and for a gas gun in particular, that's a very good success.
Yeah, it's been very well received in this community, which is it's a very closed-like community, but having a sense of humor about what we do, and still having to be able to take a day off and they don't get many. So when you do get a day off, to be able to have a little quick laugh and appreciate the time that you guys do have, knowing that what you guys are expected to do when you're working.
Yeah, and the other thing I think you've got, in fact, it was you that said it. I think it's a very good marketing sort of comment when you say, this is a sort of an E9 rifle, but at an E4's price.
Yeah.
So you get across to these guys, you get a high-end product, but you're not going to get sort of nice head over the price.
Yeah, and great compliment there. That it's been one of our biggest criticisms. People don't know who we are, but when they experience our products, you get some hands-on experience with the product, and they realize how much of the stuff that we make in-house as to why they're buying direct from the manufacturer. A lot of them will check the price point and they assume the quality is a certain expectation because and I don't. It's been difficult for us, even with the accolades and what we're able to do with this. It's almost like we should charge more for these guys that the things are rolling by behind us.
And you also got to look at the fact that the more competition you enter and win, the more competitions you sponsor within the Special Forces, so they actually do understand who you are, and they get to see the quality of the product. I think you're doing very well. I mean, your reputation is kind of fast.
And what do you think about our experiences as far as what we say? Do we deliver on what we say in the promise of supporting veterans and through supporting veterans, it comes back in tenfold for everything we're doing for them, and it's working.
Yep. I've been with you now on 4 major events, and every single one of them you have sponsored the event, which is you giving money to the charity that event is sponsoring. So yeah, you give everything and more you ever said you were going to do. And another example of that for me was on the USASOC competition. There were 3-man teams. You had 2 DMRs and a carbine as the prizes. And when the team that selected them from 10th group said, could we possibly have 3 DMRs because there's 3 of us? You didn't even hesitate. You just said, absolutely.
Yeah.
So you end up giving them 3 DMRs instead of 2 and a carbine. And that, again, says the quality of you following your mission statement and what you actually do believe in. It isn't a marketing ploy. It's exactly what you think.
Any comments you want to give us in the community? What's your personal opinions as far as Marine Corps canceling the shooting team and the sniper school? As a former and current instructor, what's your opinion on that? Is that a good strategy? What do you think it's going to do for us? Or
just give us some Marines on closing their program down?
Yeah,
I think it's a mistake, and I think they're going to come to that conclusion fairly quick, and then they're going to have to play catch up.
Yeah,
the U.S. Marine School, and I taught at 2 of them. The U.S. Marine School was always extremely professional and very well done. To lose that, and you can lose that experience with turnover of staff and people leaving the military, they're going to struggle to catch back up.
Yeah, and marksmanship is so important to our business model, and we're deeply rooted into it. I do believe it's going to be something we're all going to have to address, and if we don't do it on our own, then I don't know if who's going to pass that on to the next generation. And there's been conversation about drones being able to take over this craft. How do you feel about that? Because a drone going to be able to do what you've done, Mark, for the last 40 years?
Drone has batteries. I don't.
Right.
And the drone has a limited shelf life. I don't.
Right.
The other thing is, unless it's relay, and you're talking about a very permissive environment. So once you get like a peer enemy shutting things down, so radio frequencies are shut down, the troops are carrying anti-drone defenses, drones are done. You're back down to now with a rifle.
Yeah. And as an advocate and a brand advocate for us, how's somebody to reach out and get more information about you or your training that you offer? Where can I contact you and reach you at?
The guys can always reach me at Osprey, but I always tell people just reach out for me on my personal email, which is just PritZiper1963 yahoo.co.uk, and I'll help out in any way.
And we'll be in touch because I know you have a lot of things of the work we're working on with all the interest with the visits that we've had at all the events and the interest on high level training. I do believe there is still a need for this, but maybe it's just not going to be as widely trained. It's smaller.
I'm doing a lot of work with my partners at CounterTerrorism Group. Great facility. It's in the build stage at the moment, and it's designed to give Tier 1 training to people that need it and provide Tier 1 training opportunities to guys who just need somewhere to train.
So if you had to focus and tell me who your favorite friend was that blew your mind today, would stay surprised, who would that be?
I think that might just be you, as you just pulled the biggest surprise of my life.
Yeah. So we're at Tank America. Me and Mark Spicer wrapping up SLF week. Good time with you guys. Ever bring the family down? It's down here in Orlando. They just moved and they were closed down there. Good day out. Good way to get some R&R. Come out, smash a car, bring the kids. It's a good time. So shout out to those guys for giving us a chance to come out here and get some well-needed R&R and good for networking and brainstorm. What a great corporate outing for us to come out here after a long week's of work in the hot sun to come out here and smash some stuff and drive tanks. So thank you guys. We'll be in touch. More to come.